You know that sinking feeling when your car breaks down and the mechanic says it'll cost $800 to fix? That moment where your stomach drops because you're doing mental math. Okay, if I skip this bill, move that payment, maybe eat ramen for 2 weeks? Yeah, that feeling. Now imagine the same thing happening, but instead of panic, you just think, annoying, but whatever. There's a specific dollar amount where that shift happens, and it's way smaller than you think. That number is $5,000. I'm Walter, and I used to think you needed like $1 million to feel secure, or at least six figures sitting in the bank. Turns out I was wrong. $5,000 is the amount that changes everything about how you think about money. And if you're someone who's tired of living paycheck to paycheck, wondering when things will finally feel easier, this video might just change your life. Hit that subscribe button because I break down money stuff like this every week.
Okay, so why $5,000? What's so magical about this number? Here's the thing most people don't understand. Building wealth isn't a straight line. It's not like you save $100 and feel 10% better, save $1,000 and feel 100% better. It doesn't work that way. Instead, there are these invisible thresholds, like checkpoints in a video game. Once you cross them, everything changes. $5,000 is the first major checkpoint that most people can actually reach. And crossing it does something wild to your brain. Let me explain.
When you have zero money saved, your brain is basically in panic mode 24/7. Every decision is made out of fear. Should I take this job? Well, I have to, because rent is due. Should I speak up to my boss? Probably not. I can't risk getting fired. Can I afford this $50 expense? I don't know. Maybe. Let me check my account. Oh, God. This is what psychologists call survival mode. Your brain literally cannot think about the future because it's too busy trying to survive today. It's like trying to plan a vacation while your house is on fire. Your brain can't do it. But something crazy happens when you hit $5,000. Suddenly, your brain has space to breathe. That car repair that used to ruin your month, now it's just annoying. Not a disaster, just annoying. That unexpected bill, you handle it and move on. For the first time, you're not making decisions out of fear. You're making them out of choice. And that is when everything changes. Now, here's where the math gets fun. And I promise this is simple math, no calculators needed. Let's say you're saving $500 every month. Maybe it's from your paycheck, maybe it's from a side hustle. Doesn't matter. Getting to your first $5,000 takes you 10 months. 10 months of saying no to stuff you want. 10 months of being disciplined. 10 months of delayed gratification. It's not easy. Most people quit somewhere around month 4 or 5 because it feels like nothing is happening. But here's the part that'll blow your mind. Your second $5,000 doesn't take another 10 months. If you're also investing that money and earning, let's say, 8% per year, your second $5,000 only takes about 9 months. Wait, what? Same amount of work, same monthly savings, but you shaved off a whole month? Yep, because now your first $5,000 is working for you. It's making money while you sleep. This is compound interest starting to kick in. And it gets better. Your third $5,000 takes even less time. Your fourth, even faster. It's like pushing a boulder up a hill. The beginning is brutal. You're sweating, barely making progress, wondering if you'll ever get there. But once you get to the top, the boulder starts rolling down the other side, and it picks up speed. That first $5,000 feels impossible, but once you hit it, everything gets easier. Let me give you a real example with actual numbers. You invest $500 per month at 8% annual return. First $5,000 takes 10 months. At $20,000, you're adding $5,000 every 8 months. At $50,000, you're adding $5,000 every 6 months. At $100,000, you're adding $5,000 every 4 months. Same effort from you, but the money is doing more and more of the work. That's the magic of hitting that first $5,000. You're not just saving money, you're building a machine that makes money.
But here's the part nobody talks about. And honestly, it might be even more important than the math. When you save $5,000, you don't just have money in the bank. You've proven something to yourself. You've proven you can control your money instead of letting it control you. Think about what it takes to save $5,000 from zero. You had to track your spending. You had to say no to things you wanted. You had to resist blowing it on random stuff. You had to do this for months. That's not easy, and most people never do it. But you did. You're not the same person who started with $0. You've literally rewired your brain. You've become the type of person who can delay gratification, who can make sacrifices for future you. And that identity shift, that changes everything going forward. Before, buying a $4 coffee required mental gymnastics. Can I afford this? Should I? Maybe I shouldn't. After you hit $5,000, you're not sweating the small stuff anymore. You know you have your priorities straight. You've proven it. And here's something else that happens around $5,000 that most people don't expect. Your relationship with work completely changes. When you're broke, you're trapped. Your boss could be terrible. Your job could suck, but you can't leave because you need that next paycheck. You can't negotiate. You can't push back. You can't take risks. But $5,000? That's what I call walking away money. You could quit tomorrow and survive for a few months while you find something better. Now, I'm not saying you should quit your job, but knowing you could changes everything. Suddenly, you ask for that raise because the worst they can say is no. You push back on unreasonable requests because you're not desperate. You explore new opportunities because you can afford to take some risks. And here's what's crazy. Often, you don't even need to use that money. Just having it changes how you show up at work. You become more confident, more assertive, more willing to take on challenges. And guess what happens when you show up differently? People notice. You get better projects, more recognition, more money. It's like a superpower you hope you never have to use, but knowing it's there changes everything. Now, here's where most people mess this up. They hit $5,000, feel amazing, and then immediately blow it on something stupid. I've been so disciplined, I deserve a reward. Let me buy that new TV, take that vacation, get a new car. Don't do this. That $5,000 is not a prize for good behavior. It's the foundation of everything you're building. It's the seed that grows into real wealth if you're patient enough to let it. Remember that boulder metaphor? You just pushed it to the top of the hill. Don't let it roll back down. Keep it invested. Keep adding to it. Let it grow. Because here's the truth. That $5,000, if you invest it and leave it alone for 20 years at 8% annual return, becomes $23,000 without you adding another penny. But most people never see that growth because they spend it as soon as they save it. Don't be most people. Look, $5,000 isn't going to make you rich overnight, but it will change how you think about money, how you think about opportunity, how you think about your future. It's the difference between surviving and thriving, between reacting to life and designing it. So here's what I want you to do. If you don't have $5,000 saved yet, make that your first goal. Not $10,000, not $20,000, just $5,000. Track every dollar. Cut what you don't need. Say no to stuff that doesn't matter. And when you hit it, don't stop. Keep going. Because that's when the magic really starts. If this video changed how you think about saving money, hit that subscribe button. I make videos like this every week to help you build wealth without the confusion. Drop a comment and tell me, how much do you have saved right now? And what's stopping you from hitting $5,000? I read every comment and I'll help however I can. I'm Walter, and remember,
You don't need $1 million to change your life. You just need to start with 5,000. See you in the next one.